They are not just lying to you, they are systematically dismantling your memory, fragment by fragment, until you can no longer trust the very foundation of your own experience. Your reality becomes a liquid landscape, constantly reshaped by another's hand, leaving you adrift in a world where your past is rewritten and your present is perpetually questioned. This insidious campaign against your mind is not an accidental oversight or a simple misunderstanding. It is a deliberate, silent weapon. In the coming moments, you will understand the profound psychological mechanism that allows gaslighting to meticulously erase your perception, slowly replacing your clear memories with fabricated versions until you doubt your sanity. Recognizing this precise form of psychological warfare is not merely about identifying manipulation. It is about reclaiming your most fundamental right, the unwavering certainty of your own mind, a certainty essential for navigating every facet of your life with authenticity and strength. This process begins with subtle, almost imperceptible shifts in narrative. A gaslighter does not typically launch a frontal assault on your entire history. Instead, they target specific, recent events, slowly building a pattern. Imagine a conversation you had yesterday, crystal clear in your mind. The gaslighter will casually mention it, but with a slight, almost negligible alteration to a key detail, or perhaps a complete denial that it ever happened. Dr. Robin Stern, a leading researcher on gaslighting, describes this initial phase as the disbelief stage, where the victim's strong sense of reality clashes with the gaslighter's subtle distortions. You might initially dismiss it as a momentary lapse in their memory, a simple mistake. This is precisely where the erosion starts. They might say, "Remember when I said I would handle that? No, you must be thinking of something else. I never agreed to that." Or perhaps, "You're overreacting. I was just joking." This constant invalidation of your feelings, your thoughts, your memories creates a cognitive dissonance. Your brain tries to reconcile what it undeniably remembers with what this trusted figure is emphatically denying. The gaslighter's certainty acts as a powerful, unsettling force, particularly if they hold a position of authority or emotional significance in your life. With each instance, your inner certainty diminishes, replaced by a growing seed of doubt. The initial disbelief gives way to a creeping uncertainty, making you question your accuracy, your judgment, and ultimately, your very sanity. And once that seed takes root, the entire landscape of your mind becomes vulnerable. The true terror of gaslighting lies in its ability to operate not just beneath conscious recognition, but deep within the fabric of your psychological self-trust. This weaponizes your desire for consistency and harmony. Think of a situation where you present irrefutable evidence, perhaps a screenshot of a message, a confirmed appointment time. The gaslighter, instead of conceding, will escalate. They might accuse you of doctoring the evidence, claim you misunderstood the context, or even flip the narrative entirely, accusing you of trying to manipulate them. This strategic escalation is designed to exhaust your mental resources, to make you feel like the constant battle for your own reality is too draining to maintain. Consider the classic workplace scenario. You distinctly remember a project deadline being extended in a team meeting. You continue working at the revised pace. Then, days later, your manager, the gaslighter, pulls you aside. "Why isn't Project Phoenix complete? You know the deadline was Friday. Are you struggling to keep up?" You try to explain, referencing the meeting, the agreement. They respond with a blank stare, a dismissive wave, or even outright denial. That meeting never happened. There was no extension. Perhaps you misheard, or maybe you're under too much pressure. Suddenly, the entire team, through the manager's influence, seems to concur with their fabricated reality. You begin to question your auditory memory, your presence of mind, your very competence. This systematic discrediting, as illuminated by studies on organizational manipulation, effectively isolates the victim and reinforces the gaslighter's distorted narrative within a shared social environment. Your personal recollection becomes a dangerous liability, not a reliable guide. In intimate relationships, this dynamic can be even more potent. A partner might continually rewrite shared romantic memories, insisting that a joyful anniversary was actually a moment of tension, or that a clear promise was never uttered. They reframe compliments as criticisms, or genuine concerns as neurotic obsessions. You start to believe their version because the alternative, that your partner is actively seeking to undermine your sanity, is almost too terrifying to confront. The world shrinks until their interpretation is the only one you feel safe to inhabit. Protecting yourself from this mental erosion requires a three-pronged defense, each more critical than the last. First, document your reality. This is not about being paranoid. It is about preserving an objective record against subjective manipulation. When something feels off, write it down immediately. Take a moment to jot notes after a questionable conversation, send yourself an email summarizing important agreements, or even make a mental note to cross-reference with a trusted, neutral party later. This external anchor becomes your fortress against the gaslighter's attempts to rewrite your history. If you begin to doubt, you have a physical or digital record to consult, a tangible proof that your memory is not failing you. Second, seek external validation from trusted, unbiased sources. Gaslighters thrive in isolation, severing your connection to alternative perspectives. If you find yourself consistently questioning your memory or judgment in relation to a specific person, talk to someone you implicitly trust, a friend, a family member, a therapist, or a mentor. Describe the situation without embellishment. Ask them, "Does this sound right to you? Am I seeing this clearly?" Their objective viewpoint can act as a crucial counterweight, grounding you when the gaslighter attempts to launch you into disorienting self-doubt. Sometimes, simply having another person affirm your experience is enough to dismantle the gaslighter's constructed illusion. It reminds you that you are not, in fact, losing your mind. Third, and perhaps most challenging, is the implementation of unyielding boundaries around your internal truth. Refuse to engage in circular arguments about what really happened. When confronted with a gaslighter's denial or reframe, simply state your truth calmly and firmly, then disengage. For example, if they insist you never discussed a certain topic, you can say, "I remember that conversation clearly. My recollection is different." You do not need to persuade them, prove them wrong, or defend your memory further. The goal is not to win the argument, but to protect your internal sense of reality. When you refuse to participate in their game of reality revision, you effectively deprive them of the power they seek to exert over your perception. This takes immense courage, but it is the ultimate act of self-preservation. You will find yourself now viewing certain social interactions with an entirely new lens. Conversations that once felt like simple disagreements will now reveal the subtle scaffolding of attempted reality distortion. That casual dismissal of your feelings, the quiet insistence that you always misunderstand, the convenient forgetting of inconvenient facts, these will no longer pass as innocent foibles. Instead, they will stand exposed as deliberate tactics. You will develop an acute sensitivity to the patterns of invalidation, no longer passively accepting another's narrative when it fundamentally contradicts your own. This awareness is a shield, allowing you to navigate the complexities of human interaction with a sharpened perception, recognizing the true intentions behind seemingly innocuous words. You are no longer merely listening to what people say, you are observing the deeper psychological forces at play. The unraveling of these insidious mechanisms has only just begun. There are deeper layers of mental manipulation that operate in plain sight, controlling your choices without your conscious consent, and understanding those, too, is a critical step in fortifying your mind against unseen influence.